Injustice is a 2021 American animated superhero film directed by Matt Peters. The storyline is set in a parallel universe within the DC Comics multiverse. In this reality, Superman becomes a tyrant and establishes a new world order after the Joker tricks him into killing Lois Lane and destroying Metropolis with a nuclear bomb. In an effort to stop this, Batman summons counterparts of the League's members from another universe to join his insurgency and end the totalitarian regime.
First of all, is we're gonna relate the movie Injustice to our topic last time. First of all, what is who is Lawrence Kohlberg? Lawrence Kohlberg is a psychologist who developed his theory of morality, and he broke it down to different primary levels. And one of this is pre-conventional level, the first and the lowest form of level, and it is a moral thinking that is guided by the consequences of the action. Based on the movie itself, we can see pre-conventional level from the leaders and the people around the world, which is following Superman. Dahil kay Superman, dahil sa set of rules na ginawa na pinatupad ni Superman is para maiwasan yung conflict sa iba't ibang bansa is lahat ng leaders ay dapat sumunod dito at wala dapat lumabag kung saan sa kalakip nito is to avoid punishment or to avoid na may imprisonment or to avoid imprisonment and to avoid being killed by Superman, they follow his orders in order to have a peaceful community and to make their life better. And their rewards also is to have peace in each and every one. The second and the most highest level is post-conventional. It is a moral behavior based on the moral principle or high value on justice, equality, dignity. And this is the highest form of moral reasoning. And kagaya ni Superman, dahil gusto niya lagi ng justice at kapayapaan, in order to avoid the conflict of everyone, is kahit na lumabag siya sa mga government rules or hindi ng mga tao yung rules niya, is pinatupad pa rin niya ito. And gumawa siya ng set of rules na hindi dapat na parang hindi reach ng mga level ng mga tao, and kung saan kahit ikabubuti ng lahat to is this is just based on his principle. And we can also see his dark side, which he killed the people na nagpa-party lang naman in order to honor Joker, and that he killed children and each and everyone na kahit tumubag dito is unfair, and pinapatay niya agad ito, at which leads to making the scenario worse. And we can see there that post-conventional is based on his moral principles only.
Now, we will tackle about moral development at conventional level. First, Jean Piaget introduced the idea of how moral development occurs in stages, each level built on life experiences and active reasoning. Lawrence Kohlberg furthered this idea by examining how moral reasoning changes as we grow. How did people determine what was right or wrong? Following specific patterns of human behavior, Kohlberg organized the 6 stages into 3 levels of moral reasoning. Participants in his studies, including adults, teenagers, and children, were asked to offer reasoning to a dilemma. Stage 1, which is the pre-conventional stage, it is where obedience and punishment orientation happens. The question we will encounter here is, how can I avoid punishment? Next is self-interest orientation. You will think, what's in it for me, aiming at a reward. Stage 2, the conventional level, it is where the interpersonal accord and conformity, or social norms, good boy, good girl attitude. Next is authority and social order maintaining orientation, which includes law and order morality. Stage 3, which is the post-conventional level, you will encounter here the social contract orientation, which justice and the spirit of the law includes. Next is universal ethical principles, principled conscience. So now, stage 2 is the individualism and exchange. This stage observes how children begin to adopt the views taught, but also recognize that there is more than one point of view for each matter. Each person is different and will, therefore, have a unique outlook according to their interests. In terms of our example above, they may reason that he may think that it is right to take the drug, but the pharmacist would not. The second stage relies heavily on the exchange of favors and can be summarized with the common marketing saying, "What's it in for me?" Children at this stage are not motivated by friendship or respect, but by personal advantages involved. For example, if a parent asks their children to complete a chore around the house, the child may ask what the benefit would be to them. Parents often recognize the "you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours" mindset at this stage and offer a reward, such as an allowance. Kohlberg's stages of moral development. Lawrence Kohlberg expanded on the earlier work of cognitive theorist Jean Piaget to explain the moral development of children. Kohlberg believed that moral development, like cognitive development, follows a series of stages. He used the idea of moral dilemmas, stories that present conflicting ideas about two moral values, to teach 10 to 16 years old boys about morality and values. The best known moral dilemma created by Kohlberg is the Heinz dilemma, which discusses the idea of obeying the law versus saving a life. Kohlberg emphasized that it is the way an individual reasons about a dilemma that determines positive moral development. After presenting people with various moral dilemmas, Kohlberg reviewed people's responses and placed them in different stages of moral reasoning. According to Kohlberg, an individual progresses from the capacity from pre-conventional morality before age 9 to the capacity for conventional morality, which is the early adolescence, and toward attaining post-conventional morality once Piaget's idea of formal operational thought is attained, which is only a few fully achieved. Each level of morality contains two stages which provide the basis for moral development in various contexts. Conventional throughout the conventional level, a child's sense of morality is tied to personal and societal relationships. Children continue to accept the rules of authority figures, but this is now due to their belief that this is necessary to ensure positive relationships and societal order. Adherence to rules and conventions is somewhat rigid during these stages, and a rule's appropriateness or fairness is seldom questioned. Conventional morality, older children, adolescents, and most adults. Stage 3 is good interpersonal relationships. This stage recognizes the desire to be accepted into societal groups as well as how each person is affected by the outcome. In terms of our example above, the man should take the medicine from the pharmacy in order to be a good partner to his wife. Children in the third stage are typically preteens or early teenagers and have now adopted the societal norms as their own. While they believe that people should behave appropriately in their communities, they recognize that there is no simple solution to moral dilemmas. In Kohlberg's study, for the example, they accepted that he should steal the medicine and he was a good man for wanting to save her. They also reasoned that his intentions were good, that of saving the life of someone he loves. Stage 4, maintaining the social order. In this stage, laws and social order reign supreme. Rules and regulations are to be followed and obeyed. In the above example, the man should not steal the medicine because it is against the law. Stage 4 shows that the moral development of a person as a part of a whole society. Each person becomes more aware of the impact of everyone's actions on others and focuses now on their role, following the rules, and obeying authorities, while stage 3 highlights the close relationships with family and friends. Stage 4 attempts to maintain social order in the community pertaining to the example. Participants in stage 4 would argue that while they understood why he wanted to steal the medication, they could not support the idea of theft. Society cannot maintain order if its members decided to break the laws when they thought they had a good enough reason to do so.